Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today I am here to bring you guys uh, I just for a second I thought I was done. I thought I was finally done talking about this just piece of trash that is known as Thundercats Roar. This is just one of the worst things I've ever seen. After what they pulled with the Teen Titans Go and the Thundercats Roar crossover, I thought I was finally done. I just I never wanted to talk about this crapshoot ever again. But then one of my just awesome commenters just sent me the link to this article. And actually, before I get into this article, I do just want to say this. If you're listening to this, the person who sent me the article, if you're listening to this, I just want to say I do apologize for the misunderstanding on my part. You didn't say anything that got to me. Again, I apologize if it made it seem like it was if that was the case. The truth is, you sent me the link after I asked you to, which, by the way, thank you so much for doing that. You seriously are awesome. The truth is, after I got a look at the article and I got so pissed, and I asked you to wait because I didn't want to give you my thoughts on the article just by in a comment. I knew I had to make a video about this, so I hope I cleared up any misunderstanding. Okay, seriously, you're awesome. Thank you so much for just engaging in the comment section in almost every single one of my videos. Seriously, you have no idea how much I appreciate that, brother. If you're watching this, seriously, you're awesome. Now let's get into why this article just I. Mm. I actually thought I was done. I thought it was done, but when you see an article like this, you have to make a video about this. You have to get the word out to anyone who would listen that you cannot take anything that these people say. People who work for websites like Gizmodo, you can't take anything they say seriously, or you can't trust them to be a reliable news source, because if they put out stuff like this, now two things are happening here. Either A, this is a troll article and they're all just and like they're trolling us, like they know this shit's bad, but they're trolling us because they know that there are probably people like me on YouTube who are going to read this and they're going to make a video about this, and they've probably already just directed a bunch of traffic to their channel. So god damn it. But anyway, you know what, I'm still hoping that if I make this video, I'm going to keep people away from their website. Now, either that's happening, either this is a troll article, or they genuinely believe this. And if this is true, then this is just more proof as to why you need to stay away from their article. Don't even go to their website. Don't even give them the clicks, okay? Because these people, they make money every single time you go to their website. Like the second you click on their website or any of the articles that are available on their website, they already made money off ad revenue. That's it. That's all they need. Just one click, and you already just give them money from ad revenue. So just stay away from their articles, okay? Screen Rant, Gizmodo, Kotaku, IGN, GameSpot, just stay away from their articles, okay? Let people like me like content creators like me. Let us go to their website, so that way we can give you guys the news as to what's going on. So you guys do not have to actually go to their article and give them the clicks, okay? Let us take care of that. Let us suffer for you. Just I mean, that's kind of the job that we took when we chose to do YouTube and give you guys the news, actual news, and let you know what's actually happening, instead of these articles that are trying to trick you into giving shit like this the time of day. So let's get into the actual article and why this is absolute garbage. Cartoon Network's Thundercats Roar is real good, but actually real good. Okay, already just bad grammar. If you're a person of taste, you read that hearing the original Thundercats theme song playing in your mind, because silly as it was, the tune was an absolute banger. Now that I actually do agree with. Though Thundercats Roar's journey to the small screen was fraught. In fact, a lot of us thought that they probably canceled it because of the reception that first trailer got. Because remember, this show was supposed to come out in 2019, and they delayed it until 2020, until about a year after it was initially stated to be released. What Cartoon Network ultimately served up is one of the most brilliant reimaginings of a storied franchise in recent memory. Again, this has to be a troll. It has to be. There's no way they actually believe this is true, because if they do, they just prove that their opinion means absolute nothing. The toilet paper you use to wipe your ass has a better opinion than the person who wrote this article. Much as diehard Thundercats purists would hate to admit it, the Thundercats lore reads familiar to anyone who ever watched the original series. After the planet Thundera is destroyed, Lion-O and his fellow feline refugees set up shop on Third Earth, where they're able to thrive. They also must fight to survive, as Mumra and his goons insist on trying to take over the planet as part of their larger plan to take over the galaxy. Thundercats' lore is notably distinct from the source material that made its existence possible simply by the fact that the show's overall tone is far more lighthearted and silly. The Thundercats themselves are all the same in the sense that they're anthropomorphic feline people who want to protect the planet from those who want to see it conquered. But Roar's take on the mythology is a novel one, specifically because it understands how ridiculous the source material was. Okay, I'm sorry. Before we continue, let me just get this out of the way real quick, okay? A lot of people who are defending this crap are quick to say, well, you do realize the original was silly in some way, right? I mean, come on, we're talking about a group of cat people fighting to protect a planet from an immortal mummy with mutants for goons. I mean, look, anything you say can sound silly. Seriously, even superheroes, even the concept of superheroes, like when you think about it, is like kind of ridiculous. I mean, we're talking about people going around dressed in tights saving people. Like again, that's just and bright colored tights with powers that in all reality, if they actually existed, would be dangerous. Like, okay, there's a reason why like you look at a graphic novel like Watchmen, which tackled the subject of, like, if superheroes existed in real life, it would not be like, it wouldn't be the same as it would be in a comic. You know, it wouldn't. Like, people would be nervous. Like, people would be nervous about, you know, the fact that there's a group of people out there who are, you know, like, who have that kind of power. Like, again, in superhero comics, you can see characters like Superman, Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and people trust them because, again, they're superheroes. In that world, you can believe they would exist. But in our world, in the real world, if you knew that there was someone out there who had these kinds of powers, you would be kind of terrified. Like, knowing that there's a guy out there who, for all you know, by the time you blink, could have easily just ripped out your heart before. It's just that kind of idea is terrifying, and people would be afraid. You know, and especially someone like Superman who has all the power in the world is, again, it's kind of terrifying. Even if they want to help people, like, the truth is, you never know. That's why even in superhero comics, when you tackle the subject of what would happen, you know, if these superheroes did go rogue, it's taken kind of seriously because that's not the norm. You know, because normally they're loved by the public, they're trusted by the public, but then something happens, and you tackle the subject of what would happen if they ended up turning on the people. Like, but then again, in a story that, you know, like Watchmen, if they did the story of what would happen if, let's say, Dr. Manhattan turned on the people of planet Earth, and, you know, because, like, that wouldn't be kind of special because you're already living in a world where people already barely trust these superpowered beings anymore. Well, technically, Dr. Manhattan is the only superpowered being. The others are just regular people with, you know, costumes. But then again, they're still given power by the government, and people usually just tend not to trust people with actual power. And again, like, sorry, I went off on a bit of a tangent. I'm sorry, but back to this. Anything you say, like, you look at the plot of any story and it's gonna sound silly. Like, okay, let's take Harry Potter for example. We're talking about a kid who somehow as a baby was able to defeat what this magical world considered to be the most powerful dark wizard ever. And it's just like, he did it as a baby. Like, okay, if you think about it, it sounds kind of ridiculous. Like, you can make anything sound stupid. Look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're talking about 4 turtles who were mutated to be anthropomorphic because of alien slime. Again, see, when you say it like that, it sounds ridiculous. And again, the same thing with Thundercats. But the difference is, just because the plot of it sounded silly, they made it to a way where we can take it seriously enough. Okay, it's just, I'm sorry, but this whole like, oh, the original was ridiculous in itself. It's just, I'm sorry, I don't buy that I don't buy that excuse. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't buy it, and it's a pitiful excuse. Anyway, let's continue. I'm sorry, I went off on a bit of a tangent. I apologize for that. I tend to do that. One of my commenters even pointed that out. Again, I do apologize. I'll try not to do that, but or I've been trying not to do that with my videos. So, and this is what happens when I tend to talk too much. For some reason, I always forget to bring water with me whenever I do these videos. But anyway, let's continue. Unlike the original Lion-O, who was an uncomfortably handsome person who read as basically human, Roar's Lion-O is a full dork. Oh, Jesus Christ. And that's supposed to be a good thing? Like, he's supposed to be their leader, and yet he acts like a baby. He leads his fellow Thundercats purely because he wields the Sword of Omens, one of the most powerful tools at the cast's disposal, within their panther-shaped base. Each episode reveals just a little bit about the larger world in a way that makes the show feels like a more fleshed out take on an existing property compared to series like Teen Titans Go or Total Drama Island. No. I'll take Total Drama Island over Teen Titans Go and Thundercats Roar any day of the week. Any day of the week. Maybe not some of the later seasons, because some of the later seasons got a little bit... I wasn't as interested in them as the earlier. So, like, for me, seasons 1 and 2 were still the best out of the entire bunch. The third season I thought was fine. Wasn't really a fan of the new cast that they brought on, and the later season just got so ridiculous. I basically just checked out. Like, I wasn't interested in them. When they did season 5, when they did the whole old cast versus the new cast, that to me sounded interesting. But then they completely butchered some of the characters, and I completely lost interest. I haven't gone back since. Yeah, it's just... But at the same time, Roar understands the importance of staying within its own lane, and by doing so, it gives itself the opportunity to give the characters a newfound level of depth that the original series never could have. Oh my god. Okay, see, this is what I mean when I say that this has to be a troll article. There is no way you can say this and genuinely believe that this is true. I'm intent to believe that this person never watched the original series. I'm sorry, but if you watched the original series and thought that there was no depth to the characters, I am sorry, but you were not watching the same show. In this telling, Panther is an overqualified nerd who handles all of the Thundercats' technologically fused issues because he's good at it, and the rest are lovable morons who could never dream of doing it for themselves. Rather than just making Chitara out to be a... See, the fact that they actually think that proves they never watched the original show. Roar instead makes her the team's speedster whose impulses don't actually lead her to being imperiled as much as they end up putting the entire world in danger. Tiger is muscular, but he's a wimp who's consistently outdone by the Thunder Kitten twins Wily Kid and Wily Cat, who both crave to be brought into the larger Thundercat action they know their elders are fighting to keep them away from. I don't know what show you've been watching, but that's not the case at all. They're all idiots. Every single one of them. Not a single one of them is likable in any way, shape, or form. Strangely enough, Thundercats Roar's robotic reimagining of Snarf, originally some sort of cat gremlin with a too-human face, is one of the strongest elements of the new series. That's mostly because the way the series highlights his weirdness, while also making it clear and undeniable that he's the objectively most adorable and helpful member of the... Oh my god. My head's starting to hurt. My head hurts just reading this. Though Thundercats Roar is drastically different than the series it's based on in the visual sense, it consistently pays homage to the source material in ways both big and small. Each episode centers around the team doing some sort of battle with Mumra, but beyond that, important emotional beats are highlighted by riffs on the original music that all perfectly fit into the show. The music becomes that much more fantastic over the course of the season because its repetition over the course of the series is a joke about the original Thundercats all on its own. When people got their first look at Thundercats Roar, there were many who violently reacted to the ways in which the new series just existed in a different visual space than its predecessors. When you actually sit down to watch Roar, there's no denying that it's gone out of its way to be something wholly different, but that's anything but a reason to critique the show. There's the dynamism woven into Essentially, every action sequence that speaks to the original makes you appreciate what it is about Thundercats that people loved before. And what makes the characters the kind of people the new viewers easily latch onto. Roar is ridiculous, yes, but ridiculous in a way that says, hey, remember this Wildcat cartoon? That will hit you right in the nostalgic nodules. No, it wouldn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do that. I'm not even going to bother reacting to any more of this nonsense. But only if you're open to feeling that way, which is something that the creative team clearly intended on being the case. The show was made to be poked fun at, but from a loving perspective. No, it isn't. It's from a hateful perspective. This is from people who hate the show, and it shows. And it shows just watch any episode. I again no I no you know on second thought, don't watch it. Don't watch it. Just go watch my review of the first two episodes, or watch any person's review of the first two episodes. And while it's easy as hell to critique it for not being that show, it's not about it just being that show. It's just a bad show on its own. It is just a bad show. None of the characters are likable. They're all annoying as hell. And the show just looks terrible. It looks terrible. It's even easier to understand it as being part of a larger brand that's truly just trying to make you smile, because you remember a time when all it took to make you happy was seeing a cat mess around with a ball of string. What the hell is this person talking about? What are they talking about? New episodes of Thundercats Roar air Saturday mornings at 10:30 a.m. on Cartoon Network. Have you checked it out yet? Unfortunately, yes. Yes, I have checked it out. I have checked it out, and I wish I hadn't. I wish I hadn't, because that's time I'm never gonna get back. Okay, look, you can just see it right here. Look at the terrible. It's terrible. It is awful. It's just, it looks bad. I don't know what else to say about this. Screw this show, screw this article, screw Gizmodo. But anyway, I've rambled on enough about this article. You guys already know my opinion on this, but as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, I have to remind you that if you like my content, if you want to support my content, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and leaving a comment, of course, in the comment section. All of that is really going to help push this channel forward. And as always, I do have to remind you that if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Now, remember, I do check the analytics, and I've noticed that most of the people who watch my videos are people who aren't subscribed to my channel. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. It'll only take you 2 seconds. It's not going to cost you anything, and it's really going to help support this channel. Help me get this channel to 1,000 subs. That way I can monetize my channel, and then I can take all that money and put it back into this channel so you guys can get some better, higher quality content and some entertainment that is actually focused on bringing you guys entertainment, not like this show which just actively insults anyone watching it. It insults the intelligence of anyone watching it. Hopefully I can bring you guys some entertainment that is just focused on just giving you guys entertainment and doesn't insult your intelligence. If you want that, as always, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And also, consider following me over on Twitch. I have started playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, I'm not going to be playing it today. Again, depends on when you watch this video. But I should be playing it tomorrow. So go follow me on Twitch to know when that is happening live. And I'm going to end it right there. You guys have been awesome as always, and please join me on my next video. Bye.